What's good? Welcome back to another episode of Where the Money At. And look, we're trying to find it because I know they got a lot of head news and a lot of things going around, and there's a lot of information out there for you to make your prediction on where the money gonna be. So let's get right into it. Today we're gonna talk about how we should perceive these things going on in the economy with these bank failures and these recession talks and crypto. And then we're gonna get into a little bit of live project analysis. We're going to talk about the economy in general and just get into a little bit of job talk. So let's get right into it. We're gonna use this for today. So the hold on. The first thing I want to talk about. Is how we should think about everything going on in crypto and our perspective on these things. So in a movie, you know for a fact there's going to be an introduction, conflict, climax, resolution. You already know it's coming. You don't know how it's going to unfold or what parts are going to play out, but you know it's coming. Same way when you see the Fed tightening rates and then economies across the world tightening rates, and then you see companies start to fail. Then you see bigger companies start to get ate up by smaller companies. I mean, smaller companies getting acquired by bigger companies. Then you see bailouts and then no more bailouts and then something breaks. You know it's coming. Just prepare yourself for when it is coming. So let's get right into it. First thing we're going to look at is price action. So now in BTC, we are at 2,400, basically 24.8. And I know y'all saw this big pump here, even after all this bad news. Look, please do not try to make sense of this price action. That's why trading is so hard. But knowing somebody who trades and makes money profitably and being able to pick up the phone and call that person is damn near a myth, and it damn near doesn't exist to me. But anyways, so we have here. I know y'all heard about the Silicon Valley bank thing. I'm not going to beat y'all to death. We know what happens. They did what every other bank does. You put your money in there to them, and then they buy other stuff so they can invest and make money. And that all your money's not always at the bank. And when you have bank runs, it's not always there, and people panic, and bad shit can happen. And this is just a list of all the companies that were exposed to Silicon Valley Bank: Roku, Ripple, Etsy, et cetera, et cetera. The point is, this is just the first domino. Silvergate and Silicon Valley Bank were just the first domino. They're not going to be the last, and they're probably not going to be the biggest. But like we said, this is a movie. You know what's coming, and just sit back and watch. No need to panic. So if we look into the price action, Bitcoin has risen. I'll freeze on me now. Bitcoin has risen about killing me, Smalls. 2.7% in the last 24 hours, Ethereum 1.8, and BNB about a 0.5%. But y'all know this is not about the everyday price action. Let's try to keep things leveled and not worry so much about the day-to-day, even when it gets scary, because I know these times are scary. So let's keep a level head and keep watching this movie and watch how it play out and position ourselves to make the best decision, not financial advice. So let's get into a little bit of live project analysis. So this is just something I do. I think we're going to expand a little bit. 9 times out of 10, if we look at a coin, I'm probably interested in it. So let's just disclose that. Let's get that out the way. I'm not going to look at a coin I'm not interested in. But let's look at synthetic networks, ranked number 55 right now. Let's look at things I do and I don't like. I actually do like the number of coins. I like coins that are still in the millions, not in the billions. I hate that. But, eventually we're going to get to where that's a low amount as well. I like the fact that they have a low amount of tokens. I don't like the fact that I can't find their YouTube. They don't have a YouTube channel, which means they're not. I mean, they could have a Twitter or whatever, but I like people with YouTube channels. And also, I can't find their team on LinkedIn, which I am not crazy about. Yep. Can't find a team on LinkedIn. So, those are some things I do like about just the number tokens and some things I don't. But to be honest with you, it really doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter what I do and I don't like. Like, with this information, would you invest in this coin or would you have to do more research? The point is, even if it has everything I do like, it doesn't matter. Like, it could still go to zero. They could still have bad business practices. And these are all crypto companies. Like, they haven't really done anything yet. They've made a couple softwares and a couple frameworks to maybe possibly make some pretty good technology in the future, but they haven't really done anything yet. So let's just get into some economy talk. This is just what happens during recessions. There's bailouts and there's going to be more bailouts until the government decides not to bail anything out anymore. Then something will break. We know the Feds are going to keep raising interest rates, maybe a little bit more from here. They're going to go flat, then they're going to start cutting. What happens at each of those stages? And the stage we're at right now is just basically Google business acquisitions. Let's say for Silicon Valley Bank, someone comes and buys those companies that had bad structure and bad numbers and whatnot. You can just look through here and just see a bunch of acquisitions going on. The same way we're trying to find assets on sale at the bottom of this market is the same way businesses are trying to buy other businesses. And where we go from here, I think we're going to keep raising rates. And the last thing we're going to talk about as far as just like job wise, is what jobs are safe and what jobs are not. I had a link. Let's see. So what I want to talk about jobs is blue collar jobs versus white collar jobs. All these layoffs you're seeing, a couple of them have been manufacturing, but the majority of them have been white collar jobs. See, now they're not letting me see it. But the point is, the majority of them have been white collar jobs. So I think companies expanded too much in their white collar departments, and now they're cutting them off. And those are the areas for layoffs. I think blue collar jobs will be safe during this recession. I think there was already a need for blue collar jobs, and there'll be more. So if you're thinking about maybe switching from white collar to blue collar, or you're already in blue collar, you want to lock in, like this is a good time to really focus on that. And in the next episode, we'll do a little bit of crypto portfolio management, and I'll show you what I do when I go through my portfolio after I buy things and see how they're actively doing. But that's it, man. And I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I'll holler at y'all later.